We are in my client's home in the Roncesvalles High Park area, which is in West Toronto. This is an Edwardian home. It did undergo a facelift, I think maybe about 10 years ago before my clients purchased it. So the bones were great, and there were some period details that were kept intact, like a lot of the narrow staircases, which were a challenge in getting furniture up and down the stairs, but great flooring as well. So the floors were original, in super great condition. The home, while challenging with a lot of sort of nooks and crannies and tight spaces, does boast a lot of great architectural features that we were able to keep and highlight and modernize. This project really was keeping in mind the fact that they would be here for a minimum of 10 years. So taking that into account, we updated some of the areas that the family would get a lot of use out of. But with 2 kids and 1 on the way, we obviously had to keep the design aesthetic family friendly and not too precious. The entryway was fine, it was functional, but we really just jazzed it up with a couple of key things. One thing being the wallpaper. It's a really graphic, postmodern or mid-century sort of vibe. Wallpaper in a foyer hides a lot of the little, nicks and scratches and greasy paw prints from little kids. Or hand prints, not paw prints. And then we just finished the space off with a small little narrow console from Style Garage and a bench seat just so that you can sit down and put your shoes on as you're heading out the door. Off the foyer, we have the sitting room. It's such a calm and cool space. We refaced the existing fireplace. So the fireplace was wood burning, but it actually wasn't functioning. So we outfitted it with a gas insert, did a marble face and a marble hearth as well. And now the fireplace is a standout piece. We also added 2 swivel boucle chairs. Now you may think like cream chairs with, little kids and jammy, saucy hands. No way, no, for real. They're super durable, they're comfortable, and actually the fabric is extremely forgiving and super easy to care for. They will use that space for themselves as a bit of an adult space, also for entertaining as well. The room is close enough to the kitchen that when you do have guests over, the guests go into that room before and after dinner and use it as a space to be able to mingle and socialize. The kitchen was previously renovated, I think about 10 years ago, so it's fine, it's functional, the cabinetry is in decent shape. The kitchen is open to the dining room. In the dining room, we infused it with a little bit of life by painting out the hutch that existed there previously, added new hardware, put in a spectacular light fixture. It kind of looks like a French chapeau, but I love it. It just adds so much more personality and depth to that space. They have a large extended family that comes over for dinners and barbecues, so they wanted to have a space where they're able to host a lot of people at any given time. And then additionally, we added some hooks and a bench in the back to come in, unload, hang up their coats as they're coming in through the backyard. So about a year after I started working with my clients, they reached out to me and asked me if I knew of any landscape designers. And lo and behold, I reached out to my husband.
Are you gonna stand there?
I took a picture. Oh. We run our company together. I do the interiors and he does the exteriors. The backyard is quite a dramatic transformation, but I'll let Pete handle that side of the story.
The backyard was small, but it was concrete and grass that was not happy. Right? I mean, you had a big concrete pad here, there was concrete steps coming down, black wrought iron that was rusty, kind of flaky, a typical aged Toronto backyard. And then you got a homeowner who's come inside, who's growing a young family. They wanted full use of their backyard. We know it's small, but how can we just make it the best possible thing it could be? So we wanted a low deck. We didn't want anything too high. It's a Toronto backyard, so you're tight. You've got neighbors on both sides. We talked about composite, but we ended up with natural wood because we felt that was just gonna have the best look and feel. And then we had a couple of stages. So we have steps coming out of the house. We wanted to make sure that we had a wide enough space there, but also not take up too much of the deck area. And then we had another area that we wanted coming off the kitchen that was going to be for cooking. So that's where we have a grill. That's where we also put in a planter that's got beautiful herbs in there, catches lots of sunshine. We've got a lot of different textures going on here too. We've got this wonderful brick. It's got a nice patina on it. We've got some dark accents as far as the windows and the doors. We wanted to make sure that we had something that contrasted and worked really well with that. So fence, we went with horizontal fence, and then we wanted to bring up the living quotient here with plants and planters. Natural grasses being really great, especially in small areas like this, to pick up some motion. And even just seeing the breeze, even slightly, can actually help you feel a little cooler and just make things feel a little more relaxed. That motion adds some organic, you know, just sort of an
Motion in the ocean.
motion in the ocean. We had old interlocking stone underneath a pergola in a garden. Our clients are not gardeners, and so we saw a space that wasn't really friendly to a bunch of kids playing in their backyard. That was one of the key things here is, you know, yes, make it beautiful, and yes, make it livable and useful, and part of that is making it playful too. So playful for this yard meant creating some soft open space. And that's why we went for an artificial grass. We've got 2 places where the artificial grass has been put in. It's soft, it's luxurious. I can feel it under my feet right now and it feels good. And in small quantities like this, it just makes so much practical sense as well too. Pergolas are beautiful settings for tables, don't get me wrong, but we needed that space for something else. So we created another beautiful space here for dining. And under here, it's where the kids can hang out, the grown-ups can come and hang out. We've got some soft beanbag chairs here. You could literally just pull those up. We updated the pergola with a nice dark stain, some hanging planters. Breaks up the visual field as well too. You know, this is a lovely, very secluded, very private feeling yard. I think in part because of that pergola. But if you take that away and, you know, one more wall and you're in the middle of the city, you don't necessarily feel that way when you're back here.
So the second floor, maybe a little bit of a forgotten room, but the light up here where we are obviously right now is just outstanding. It's a bit of an awkward space too. It's a long room. So we've set this up into 2 zones. Zone 1 is a chill out TV area. And then the space ahead of me is set up as a work from home space. And this is just, I mean, you're looking out windows. It's very quiet and bright and just really inspiring. The kids' rooms. Okay, the kids' spaces are just magical. How great is it to be like a little munchkin and have your own 3rd floor kind of pied-à-terre, I'll call it. I will say maybe the girls' room is peppered with a lot of pink, but that's her favorite color. And I say, let your kids be part of the design process. We always say that to clients with kids. And she chose some of the wallpaper that's in there as well. I know, so at like the age of 2, she had pretty firm decisions on what she liked, which is great. Wallpaper on the ceiling. We painted out the walls in this soft pink hue and transformed a previously underutilized, awkward crawl space closet into like the cutest reading nook, which you could probably rent out for $1,200 a month in the city of Toronto. She loves hanging out in there. She's got a million stuffies and books, and she actually legitimately spends like a lot of time in there just hanging out and being a little kid. The boys' room, we put in a wallpaper on the ceiling as well. It's Fornasetti, which it's beautiful. Obviously, he's got the crib in there, a long change table as well, the rocking chair. But as he gets a little bit older, we're able to take out that crib, put in a toddler bed, and then the room kind of stays as is. Like, it's pretty perfect until he reaches his teenage years. About a month after my clients hired me, they ended up getting a flood in the basement. So we were sort of forced to redo the basement, and I think that's one of the spaces that really showcases their personality a lot as well. The wet bar has pink nude tile as a backsplash, green cabinetry, and it's really a space where the parents, the friends, and the kids can all hang out together. The bathroom, we wanted to keep it beautiful, but we didn't spend a ton of money. The tile was probably one of the most expensive items in there. The mirror we got stock, the light we got stock, the vanity and the cabinets were actually from IKEA. The bathroom did previously have a really awkward, unused, scary looking linen closet, so we completely ripped that out and then just did a couple of drawers and open shelves. I mean, I love this family. Can I say that? Is that weird? I want to be like their friend. No, I'm just kidding. It's sort of crazy a little bit to think about how long I've worked with them, because when I first met them, their daughter was 14 months. Now they have a little boy and then a third child on the way. So it's sort of, I've seen them kind of, you know, progress through various life stages. So while I always enjoy wrapping up projects, it's always a little bit sad too, because you say goodbye to people that you've become friends with for the last couple of years. But I think they're obviously overjoyed with their space, and they literally use every single room, which is the best thing that I could ask for.